once again. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. We really appreciate you taking out time for us from your busy schedule. It's been pleasure to have you with us. Thank you. Now, without any further ado, let's quickly start the session on overview of research methodology by Dr. Srinivas Bachu, who is HOD ECE MLR ITM Hyderabad. Let me take an opportunity to introduce our today's resource person. Dr. Srinivas Bachu is the professor and HOD Department of ECE, Marri Lakshman Reddy Institute of Technology Management, Dundigal, Hyderabad. He received his PhD award in image and video processing from Geetham School of Technology, Visakhapatnam, Andhra Pradesh on October 2018. He has total number of index papers on Scoopus or 16 at MLRITM. And also he has several journal and conference papers in Scoopus around 24. He also acted as a editorial review board member of international conference, and also he is IGI Global Journal Computer Vision Image Processing board member, and also he is a review board member of 43rd annual conference of IEEE Industrial Electronics Society. And he also acted as the editorial or review board member for the International Journal of Engineering, and also he is acting for the membership ID. He's also having the membership ID SSRG IJETT 1409. And he also acted as the board member for both IJSER and also IJMRME. He also have taken several academic or administration responsibility, such as Board of Studies in the Department of ECE, Board of Studies chairperson in the Department of ECE, and also he acted as the department level and NBA coordinator. He also took various academic and administration responsibilities. Thank you, sir. Now, I would like to invite our resource person, Dr. Srinivas Bachu, to please continue his session.
Good morning, madam. Good morning. Thank you for inviting for this 1 week AICTE and ISTE sponsored induction refresh online FDP. So good morning, one and all. It's a warm welcome to the 1 week FDP program. Is it audible to everyone, the participants?
Yes, sir.
Okay, right. Shall we start, madam? Right. Coming to the session 1, they given an overview of the research methods and tools and etc. thing they given. This session, the two presentations are there. One is how to write a research paper. That I will cover in the presentation 1. And after writing the paper, where we need to publish. After publishing a paper, how to improve my citations, etc. things, impact factor, journal metrics, etc. things. These all things are second presentation. So coming to the presentation 1, how to write a research paper for the conference and the journal or book chapter or book publication and etc. things. Coming to the outline of the presentation, I will focus on the 4 points here. First thing is we need to choose the area and subtopic of the interest of event of interest. And once we choose this area, subtopic of the interest, then you need to search. And from the searching, you need to download some good papers that are recent papers on chosen topic. Whatever the topic you are choosing, event of interest, you need to search and download. From this downloaded, you need to choose the best things, means best latest papers. And next point is here, important sections in downloaded papers. Oh, we downloaded many papers, but thing is we need to focus on some important sections. Each paper consisting of some 10 pages to 20 pages, depends on the type of the journal and type of the paper, type of the article. We need to focus on some important sections of the downloaded chosen papers. Then how to write. So that is tips for how to write the research paper. So these 4 points I'll focus on this presentation 1. Coming to the topic 1, you have to choose the area and subtopic of the interest or event of interest. Choose broad area of your interest, like I'm giving some examples. I belongs to Department of ECE. Related to the electronics and communication side, I'm giving some important broad areas I given. The wireless communication, VLSI, signal processing, Internet of Things, MA processing, AI, ML. And this AI, ML, AI, signal processing, AI for signal processing, AI for VLSI, AI for communication, AI for wireless, AI for IoT, etc. things, AI for image, AI for video, etc. things. It's not in only AI means only that's not belongs to like CSE. It's AI for everything, AI for everything. So like we need to choose the broad area of your interest, event of interest, means here like wireless. I'm interested on the image and video processing. So you need to choose the broad area first. So this is the primary thing to writing a research paper. Once you chosen the broad area of your interest, I choose the image and video processing. My interest on image and video processing. It is signal image video processing. Choose the specific sub area of interest, like my chosen broad area is image and video processing. Sub area is video processing. Sub area is the video processing. I am taking the video codec, video coding and decoding. In the video codec, I am choosing the video compression. Many topics are there in the video codec. I have chosen the video compression. In the video compression also, many modules are there. Many modules. In this compression, many modules are there. I have chosen a module as a motion estimation in video codec. So this is my sub area of my broad area. That is image and video processing. Now you see understood here. I shown here, I choose the image and video processing here. In the video processing, I choose it here video codec. In the video codec, I chosen as the compression. The compression, I'm choosing the one module, the particular module. Like that, all modules we completed, then you can go for the full-fledged implementation of the video compression. So once this is completed, like you need to similarly need to choose the sub areas in other broad areas as shown in above. Not only these things, I shown some examples in my electronics and communication side. So you need to choose. You have to choose before writing research paper, before doing a research. You need to choose the broad area. After choosing the broad area, choose the specific sub area of interest. Then I'll go to the search, research, search. The research search is the major parameters. You need to search, download, right? So in the searching, what we will do, we will get some data from the Google. Sir, where we need to search, sir? Like this, I will tell you. Right? So you need to search and download the recent papers on the chosen topic. The recent papers means now it is in 2020. You have to choose the last 2 years or last 3 years papers, last 2 years papers. So you need to download few papers, at least 20 papers, the recent, and download the last 5 years papers. Why means as the same time parallelly I'm focusing on the references also. You are referring means you are searching, you are downloading, you are choosing these papers. From these papers we are focusing on some important sections. So ultimately you are referring this paper now. That's why parallelly we are focusing on the references also. This every point is important. So download the last 5 papers, last 5 years papers, either conference or journal papers. This is mandatory. Once we downloaded latest 5 years papers, please check all the papers and find what is there in those papers related to your topic, your sub area. You have to choose you have to check all those papers and find what is there in those papers. Sir, how to search and how to download this latest paper, sir? So you may download using the sources like Google, IEEE Explore Digital Library, SE Hub, LibGen, Google Scholar, ResearchGate, etc. So from these databases, we need to check, we need to download the latest papers. Download the latest papers, which are open access availability is there. Which are not open access available here, you can download from the SE Hub and LibGen. Choose the interested papers. We have downloaded 20 papers. We have chosen 20 papers. From these 20 papers, choose the interested papers from the downloaded papers. Out of 20, I am choosing some 10 papers that are interested papers from these 20 downloaded papers. So what we need to do, what is the next objective? We need to focus on these key points that are here: abstract, introduction, conclusion. So these 3 points, these 3 key points, we need to focus. We need to read carefully, note all the important points in a separate notebook. We are writing, we can remember this all the points, and then it is useful to write up a paper for your research. That's why we need to note down some important key points from this introduction, from the abstract, from the conclusions. So this is the thing. From this search and download, we are doing these things. Important points we are focusing. So once we are done this one, find the difference among the papers. So 2 papers are there on the same topic, some small difference is there. Some enhancement is there, or maybe some drawbacks are there, maybe etc. things you need to check. We need to find out. So these implications and obligations, etc. things we need to find out from the chosen interested papers from the downloaded papers of the last 5 years. Finally, we came to the 5 papers or 6 papers. So now you need to find the difference among these papers in work point of view, not in the text, etc. This grammatical, this, etc. things. Work point of view. In the work point of view, you need to find out the difference. So once we find out the difference, we can get the literature. We'll get the literature. From this, we'll get the literature. Select the easiest paper. Select the easiest paper and try to get the results of the selected paper. In the initial stage, you have to select the easiest paper and try to get the results of the selected paper. Why means as whether they publish the paper, the results are correct or not, I don't know. So we need to check. Check means as we need to implement the easiest paper. That's why I told as one keyword here, easiest. Select the easiest paper and try to get the results of the selected paper. So once I done this one, right? So now how to read these important sections in the downloaded papers? We told 3 points here that you may find a title of the paper, abstract of the paper, keywords of the paper, introduction, and then go to the background work or literature survey. Background work or literature survey. The previous slide, orally I mentioned. Then you go to the contributions, what they contributed, the paper, the research paper, research article, and how they are organizing, the organization of the paper or splitting of the paper, how they are organizing the paper. And they need to focus all the points. You need to focus all these points. And then proposed network model or proposed system model. You need to focus on the proposed system. Don't focus on the introduction, more focus on the introduction. So more focus on the abstract and the organization and proposed model or system or algorithms, etc. And it depends on the type of the paper. Suppose if it is communication side, some special symbols are there, annotations are there. You need to focus on these symbols and notations. The symbols and notations. And with the help of the symbols and notations, you need to go through with the mathematical framework or analysis of the network. You need to go with the mathematical analysis or mathematical framework in the paper. And example I have taken for this one, the communication side, you need to check the rate analysis, throughput analysis, some derivations, or suppose image processing side, you need to check some parameters, signal to noise ratio, like many other parameters, SSIM, PSNR, etc. These, right? So you need to check. Like this, I shown some mathematical framework and analysis of the network and with parameters. Like depends on the chosen, you need to check the parameters, focus the parameters. That is your proposed network or model of the system. Coming to the simulation model of the proposed system or proposed model. We need to check the simulation flow chart. So we need to focus on the simulation flow chart, how they are drawn, As per your work, you need to make the flow chart. You need to construct the and what are the steps involved for describing the simulation model. You need to check these steps, like you need to form your steps here. So how we are doing, how we are writing the steps involved in these things. So these are the major things in the simulation model, the proposed system or proposed model. Then you can go for the numerical and simulation results that are called the simulation results and discussions. So parameters and their values used for the simulation. Which are the parameters, which parameters are used for the simulation, and you need to focus on these parameters in the results, and you need to compare with the existing systems. So like this, we need to focus on the parameters, we need to understand the parameters. In terms of those parameters, we need to show the better performance or not. Like you need to describe this, all the results in terms of the parameters. So that is the thing you need to focus, the numerical and simulation results. Once we focused on these things, you need to go with the conclusions. You write the major observations from the proposed model. You need to write the major observation from the proposed models. So whatever we have chosen, the best 5 papers from that observed model, and you need to write the observations. That observations we are writing in the conclusions. And you need to mention some applications of the model where it is applicable applications, and work where it can be useful. These things you need to mention in the conclusions. And coming to the last thing is its acknowledgement. So this is a, you need to thank your guide or co-guide or co-supervisor or any helper or advisor with his her name suggestions you have taken from the, you know, to acknowledge them in the last after conclusion. This is optional in your paper. And finally, references, which papers are referred, and you need to mention the those papers in this section. Once we completed this one, then we go for the, now I'm giving the tips for how to write the research paper. Tips for how to write the research paper. If you have some work related to the results or outputs, now the question is how to write the research paper. Now the question is how to write the research paper. First thing is you need to choose the title. You need to choose the title. Title should reflect sub area, keywords, main output of the work. Main output of the work. After this, I will show simple example abstract and title. I will show the things. Then we can find out these things we covered in that abstract or not. What are the major things we are covering in this abstract and title these things. So first you need to choose the title with a very short form. And this provides the first impression to the reader, to the selecting the most appropriate title required some thought for the conference, for the journals, etc. things. This is very, very important. The title influences whether a reader is interested in reading the manuscript or project or book chapter, etc. things. That is your title. So like that way, you need to choose, I should write this in your sub area and main output of your work. That model you need to mention. And it should include all the essential words in the right order, such that the topic of the manuscript or project is accurately and fully conveyed the information in the title. It's very simple. And avoid the long titles. The recommended length is 10 to 12 words. The keywords length is 10 to 12 words. So like that way, you need to frame the title. The title framing is very, very important. Title framing is very, very important. So this is a title framing. So once we title framed, then write the abstract. Write the abstract. An abstract is a brief summary. The brief summary of specified word limit as per the conference, as per the journal, of the content of the manuscript. So now it should provide the highlights means as from the introduction, methods, results, discussion, and conclusion. I'll show one example abstract. Right. Now can you see this abstract? First paragraph, this is my PhD abstract. Like that, for the journal, you need to mention things. Main points I'm focusing in this abstract. First thing is here, a reason for writing or identify your purpose. Reason for writing or identify your purpose. I chosen the image and video processing. So you need to mention why you're writing this paper. The article, title, reason for writing or identify your purpose. Now this is motion estimation and video codec. That is my title here. The video stream. About video stream I'm writing here. The purpose of the video, purpose of the motion estimation, purpose of the compression. Within a 2-3 lines I mentioned. This is the first thing is we need to cover. That is a purpose. Once we covered the reason for writing or identify your purpose that I mentioned, leading to the video compression standard, it has been adopted many video compression. This is a purpose I mentioned. So once we noted a purpose, then you can go with the explain the problem. You have the problem. The next sentence, next thing you need to mention is a problem. So the purpose of this achieving the redundancy in motion compensated prediction is to find the best possible block matching without considering a large number of such points. So this is my problem explanation. I need to compress my video for efficient transmission and storage. I do to do some methods. I'm taking some methods for that. How we are doing? What is the problem? If you are doing the compression, if you are not doing compression, if you want to transmit, if you want to storage, then what is the problem? So that is the thing we are explained here. Explain the problem. So once we explain problem you know. Once you know the problem, then what we'll do, you need to explain the methodology. For this problem, you have some objectives we have taken. That objectives we are writing as a methodology. So that method, which method you have followed, that methods you need to explain. Methodology, you need to explain the methodology. I have taken the two methods I taken here, AOSH and AOCSH methods we have taken. So which methodology you have adopted for the a problem? So that methodology you need to explain in a very simple manner, not in detailedly, very simplistic manner, within 3-4 lines you need to explain. So once I shown the methodology, then you can go with the expected outcomes. The proposed, whatever methods I mentioned, the proposed thing, that is my proposed algorithm or proposed system or proposed model, achieves the close performance with AOSH US less number of such points when compared to the. So we are not mentioning exactly the whatever value you got it, we are not mentioning the abstract. That's why I mentioned clearly it's expected outcomes with a less number of. In words I mentioned here, in the text I mentioned here, not exact the values we are not mentioned here. In the conclusion, you can show that things in the clearly with the parameter values you mentioned. After that, keywords. What are the main keywords you are using in this? You need to specify. So these are the things we shown in this abstract. The abstract must contain, I shown the things, reason for writing, identify your purpose, explain the problem, methodology, expected outcomes, implications, improvements, etc. things. Are there are any practical or theoretical applications from your findings or implications for future research? So these are the must should contain your abstract. This is a very, very important in your abstract, and then definitely they will choose your paper, and readers also they will choose your paper, and definitely they will refer Writing a paper, publishing a paper means it's not like that. And how many authors, how many participants are there referring your paper? That is also very important. And whether you are getting the citations or not, that is also very important. Whether they are citing or not, this is very important. You need to check some parameters. Once we go through this one, you need to write the keywords. Most journals requires the author to identify 3 to 4 keywords which represent the major points of the paper or article or manuscript. You need to choose. You need to write the major keywords. I mentioned the previously keywords AOSH, AOCHH. That is my method. That keywords I mentioned. Apart from that one, the compression I mentioned. There is a like these major keywords enter the research paper or enter the research paper. You need to specify in the keyword session. So these are used for indexing purpose. Why these keywords are? Keywords are is necessary? Definitely. So these keywords are used for the indexing purposes and must be selected from the index it seems. Must be selected from the index it seems. So once we chosen this one, we need to go with the next section, introduction section. Write the introduction part. Sir, how to write the introduction, sir? You need to write some bulk of pages? No, not like that. So introduction tells about a need of broad area, sub area, why should study the present work and a few previous works. Those things you need to mention in the introduction, the less number of lines of up to 1 page maximum. So like that you need to write the introduction. It's a, you need to specify the things. And then the background or literature survey. Write the existing recent works. We have chosen the last 5 years on the same field from the 20 papers. Mention the difference between the other works and your works. Other works and your works. Other works and your works. So like that you will get the literature survey section. So in this section you need to use the past, present tense, active voice and past. Only these things you need to use. The past, present tense. Then definitely they will impress the readers and reviewers, board members. They will interest. And contributions. What is the novel outcomes when compared to the existing work? Point by point in simple present tense. No need to explain in detail of the all the topic of the chosen area, sub area. You need to mention simply the novel outcomes when compared to the existing works point by point. Very simple manner you need to mention. And you need to cite properly. Coming to the organization of the paper. This is a thing up to this we mentioned. Write the organization of the paper. Write how the work is divided into a number of sections. The last sentence of the introduction is, last sentence or last part of the introduction is organization of the paper. Like in your thesis we are writing, organization of the thesis. Like organization of the paper. This is very important. By seeing this one, directly they will go to the session. This page, these things, this section, they explain this one. They don't want to refer all the pages. They don't want to refer all the papers. So like this into mention clearly, very simplicity, organization of the paper that is divided into the number of sections, like section 2, deals system model, 3, deals or studies, result and final whole work is concluded, etc. thing. You know, to specify very systematically in this organization of the paper. That is introduction we call this. Once we completed this one, write the proposed network model or proposed system model. So in this, what are the symbols are there? What are the notations are there? You need to specify. Depends on the work it requires. You need to specify the symbols, notation. Some special journals, they're asking the symbols in separate page. You need to specify the symbols and notations in the first it seems before abstract. They're asking a separate document we need to upload symbols and notations. Then with the help of the symbols, you need to frame the mathematical things or analysis of the network or your model. And then write the simulation model of the proposed system or proposed model, algorithm, flow chart, block diagram, what are the steps involved for describing the simulation model, etc. things you need to specify. And you need to describe these things in word text very neatly and each and every module of your block, each and every block of the block diagram. So then they can understand very simply. and definitely they will interest. They'll get the interest, and definitely they will cite your paper in their papers. You'll get the credits. Otherwise, no credit. Your published paper, no credits. So the crediting also very important. You have to write the numerical and simulation results, the parameter and their values used for simulation. Example, I take an image and video processing. Some parameters I focused: PSNR, peak signal to noise ratio, SSIM, compression ratio, like etc. Some parameters we are focusing means you need to explain these parameters. And you need to describe this all the results in terms of these parameters, with the existing models, and what you developed, and what is the your efficiency of your model compared to the in terms of mathematical value. You need to mention corresponding table, etc. things you need to specify in the simulation results. And then you write the conclusions, write the major observations from the proposed model and applications of your model, and work where it can be useful. These all things you need to mention in the conclusions. Clear? So once they written this one conclusion part, then you can go with the acknowledgement section. This is an optional section. Depends on the type of the journal they're asking, and we need to mention things. You need to thank your guide, co-guide, supervisor, etc. for his guidance or advising, etc. things. You need to specify those things in the names, the acknowledgement section. Like you have taken the help from the government laboratories, you need to specify, you need to acknowledge them in this section. So this is the acknowledgement section. Once this acknowledgement is completed, you need to go with the references. You mention the recent references of the last 5 years. Whatever we chosen that papers, you need to refer. Means that reference section we need to mention. And you need to cite this each and every reference in your entire the body or entire the text in the manuscript of the format, like standard format as per the IEEE. We mentioned here author names, title, followed by the journal or conference, volume, issue, PP, page numbers, and year of the publication, etc. things. Or they are given some formats, reference format is MLA, etc. format. They are given. You need to follow those formats. And check your reference styles for the books, chapter, thesis, technical, etc. things. As per the journal, as per the conference, how they are given, you need to follow the reference formatting style, reference styles. So this is a reference session, and like this we need to mention the things for your script, manuscript, or etc. things. So this is your how to write a research paper. Then once we written the paper, where we need to get published, the top journals or the conferences. We're writing the paper with some key points and structure of the paper, and we mention the things, and writing is good. You are excellent in writing the paper, but where we need to publish, how to get published in the top journals and the conferences. And before submitting the paper to the journals or conferences, what we need to do, what we need to check. These all parameters also very important. So these things I will show in this presentation. This outline I'm showing the scholarly publishing things, how they are publishing here in the scholarly, the journals, conferences, etc. in the top journals. And you need to planning your article before submitting a paper. And before submitting a paper, you need to check your structure of the paper or article, and then go to submit button, submitting your paper, and check English language quality, ethical publishing, abstracting, indexing, type of journals, conferences, and peer review system, etc. things. And once published, submitted paper and published the paper, then you need to promote your research to maximum extent or maximum impact in terms of the citations, Google Scholar citations, as Scopus citations, etc. things. Coming to the scholarly publishing, I have taken this from the elsewhere, it seems. 6 months data, it seems. Last 6 months data, it seems. The academic publishing cycle and the key figures from the elsewhere I have taken. We need to manage submissions here. Around, in taking the journal from the publishers, 30 to 60% of the papers they're rejecting by the editors. I'm taking from the elsewhere data. Around more than 13,000 editors are there. They're rejecting 30 to 60% of the manuscript, the papers. And how they are managing the reviews? The reviews around 5,57,000 plus reviewers are there. More than that reviewers. The latest things will get by the next 6 months. The reviewers are, these many reviewers are in the standard journals, standard conferences. And once they are reviewing, editing and preparing, 3,65,000. From these reviewers, around 3,65,000 articles they are accepting. This is last 6 months before data I had taken here. So once they accepted the papers or articles, then it go to the production. Around 12.6 million articles are available globally. So once articles are available, then it's publishing and disseminating these things around more than 700 million downloads by the researchers, article reviewers, etc. things, readers, these all things over the countries. So this is orally scholarly publishing data from this elsewhere I taken from the last 6 months data itself. Now how to plan your article? Are you ready to publish? With the help of the previous presentation, we are ready for the publication or not? We need to check. We need to check. So what we need to check, sir? Are ready or not ready? Suppose I am taken outdated work. How can I check? Incorrect conclusions, duplication of the publication work. So you are not ready. Work has no scientific interest. That's why you are not ready. Simply they will reject the paper. So are you ready the publication? Are you ready to publish paper? We need to check these are all the parameters, the outdated work or not. Now, suppose you have the original results or methods, significant enhancement of the published work or existing work, update a review of a subject or field, then you are ready for the publication. Work advances in the field. So that's why more weightage for this side, more weightage for the right side. So this is you are ready for the publication. Before ready for the publication, then you need to check these parameters, are they not? Orally you need to focus. It's not a one-day work. Okay, na? Consistently we need to work. So what makes a strong manuscript? What makes a strong manuscript? So your manuscript is strong or weak? How can we check? A clear, a useful, existing, exciting message. Your message is very useful or clearly mentioned. Then it is a stronger. You are written or simply story, etc. things here in, it's not useful. Very simplicity you mentioned. It's not in terms of the bulky pages. Presented and constructed in a logical manner, allowing readers to easily grasp the significance in their fields. They definitely, editors, reviewers, readers, all want to receive your well-presented manuscript. Definitely they will receive and definitely they will select your manuscript. So this is it makes a strong of your manuscript. You need to check these things. Message should be very clear, very useful. Otherwise, it's not a clear. So what article type should I choose? Sir, I told now, you need to submit a paper, we need to choose some article type. That is full articles, letters, short communication, review papers. Whether you are writing a paper as a review paper, you need to submit as a review paper. Or whether you are writing a paper in the letter form, like IEEE letters, IEEE translation letters, IEEE letters are there, or IIT letters are there. That is around 2 pages data. Only 2 pages you need to write the paper. So what should be there in these letters? Or short communications? Or full articles are there? Like this. These are the types of the articles. We need to choose. Suppose if I'm choosing the full articles, substantial, complete, and comprehensive of the research. Is my message sufficient for a full article or not? You need to check. This data is available in your full article or not. Then you are not fit for the full article submission. Suppose if I choose the letters as short communication, quick and early communication, directly you focus on the methodology. They won't ask your literature survey, etc. These all things. Only the 2-3 lines introduction and directly go to the results and conclusions. That is the letters, IET and IEEE letters, the short communications. And they will give the response within 15 to 20 days only. That is the letters. You need to follow the instructions of the letters, IIT letters, IEEE letters, etc. Things to follow. So are my results so thrilling that they should be shown as soon as possible? So like that you need to mention the results especially the mathematical model things you need to specify in these letters. Otherwise, they won't choose your letters, short communications. Coming to the review papers, whether you're writing a paper, review paper, whether your research, the PhD scholar time, whether you're writing a review paper, you need to summarize all the recent developments on a specific topic. That is a review papers. And what do you want to propose the future, that things also you need to specify. This is a review paper you're writing, this is my future. How do I choose the right journal? Once complete the type of the article, then go for the right journal. How do I choose the right journal? Is it aimed to reach the intended audience of your work? I choose only one journal as simultaneous submissions are prohibited. You should not submit the one paper or same paper to the multiple conferences or multiple journals. That should be prohibited. You need to avoid. A supervisor and colleagues can provide the good suggestions. Definitely, you take from them and you need to submit your paper to the right journal. However, and shortlist a handful of the candidate journals. They will give many data. From that, you need to check the good journal. You need to shortlist. Like how we are taken the some good papers are from the downloaded papers around 20 to 30. Like the manner we need to choose. Now, once this we have taken data, we need to investigate your journal, shortlist, aim, scope of the journal. We need to choose we need to check the aim and scope of the journal, whether your research area belongs to that scope or not. It's not relative, then there is no use. Your time waste. Your time waste. Unnecessarily wasting your time for the reviewing system. That's why you need to check the aim and scope of the journal or conference or etc. things. Types of articles they are considering. That is also you need to choose. Types of articles they are considering. It is also you need to choose. Once we chosen the types of the articles, you see the readership. That is example academic versus practice. And you see the subscription versus open access or not. You want to publish in the paper in the open access or not. You need to check this, it is there or not. Open access facility is there or not. And you need to see the speed of publication. And they won't mention the speed of publications in journals. Some journals they'll mention, some journals, most of the journals they won't mention. You need to check whether the monthly publication or maybe quarterly publication or half-yearly publication, like this. You need to see the speed of publications. And peer review process, the single blind, a double blind, open access, open, etc. And the bibliometrics also you need to check, and indexing. And the last thing is very, very important, indexing. Whether we are referring this above all the points, but we are skipping this last point, indexing means there is no use of your paper. Why means as? Check it out, we will say. In the indexing process, you need to follow the UGC care journals. In the UGC care, the Scopus, Web of Science journals only, it's very, very important, that is only valid. Why means as indexing in the Scopus database and Web of Science database. That is only valid. Remaining all, we will remove from the. Now we'll explain the in detail of this indexing, etc. thing in the future slides. What are the tools to help you choose the right journal? Suppose if I taken the Elsewhere publisher. Elsewhere is a publisher, it's not a journal. Elsewhere is a publisher. In the Elsewhere publisher, many journals are there. How to publish in the Elsewhere journals? Okay, go to the Elsewhere for authors session, publishing process, find a journal, prepare your paper, submit your paper, check the status. So these are the sections are there. You need to start one by one, it seems, and you need to upload the data as per the requirement of the journal. Like if you want to search the journal, just to type the keywords in the search for the journal session. You need to search, you'll get to your keywords, journals will get, and choose the type journal, and then go with the proper submission of all the documents. Now publishing with Elsewhere, step-by-step procedure, I mentioned now, what are things mentioned, same steps are there here, finding a journal, preparing your paper, submit and revise, if any revisions are came, track your submission, track your accepted article, and share and promote your article. So these are the steps involved in a publishing in Elsewhere publishers, Elsewhere journals. Many journals are there. Once you go through the elsewhere.com, elsewhere.com. The guide for others, the guide for others. So author guide, you need to refer the author guide before submitting a paper. What the guidelines they given. You need to follow the clearly guidelines for the authors from the journal. And elsewhere, they'll give like this, it seems, guide for authors. You need to clearly, strictly follow the author guide. Otherwise, they won't accept your paper, especially the top journals. Like in any journal, if the author guide is there, you need to follow the author guide. You can save the time for future. So now structuring your article. So previously we shown that article structure, abstract, keywords, introduction, method, results, etc. These are all the things we explained. Same thing here, structure. We need to check once before submitting a paper. You need to check any section is missing or not. You need to once check, recheck this all the points. Title, abstract, keywords, introduction, method, results and discussion, simulation results, and conclusion, acknowledgements, references, supporting material if any required for your article. So these are the major points we need to check before submitting a paper. Maybe wantedly, unwantedly, or fortunately, unfortunately, we missed any keyword or any section name or etc. things. Please check this all the key points. And references. Do not include many references, 40, 50, we should not include. Systematically, concise, and whatever the data you have taken from the papers, downloaded papers, you need to refer properly. You need to give the credit to them, the authors. So means you need to cite properly in the entire the text. Now to referring this one means to managing the reference system, we have Mendeley. Mendeley is there. This is a reference manager. So can you use this one and you can follow the Mendeley reference management system. And once we have taken the references, you need to go with submitting your paper. Revise before submission. Revise before submission. Check your draft one. Any mistake is there, and check it out properly. Then rearrange that one, revise that one, revise that one. Finally, you can submit your paper to the conference or journal the proper manner. Definitely your draft will be approved. Otherwise, something you are missing means as definitely will get a. And a covering letter. Many standard journals, they are asking covering letter also. This is your chance to speak directly to the editors, editorial members. Explain the main findings. In the covering letter, we are mentioning the main findings and motivation. Very simple manner, within one page, we are writing this covering letter in the format. Highlight the novelty and significance of the results. You need to specify the highlights of your method or methodology of your model. Significant results. The short format and simple things in the 3-4 lines only you need to specify. And state final approval of all co-authors, state peer reviewers, revisions, etc. things. Note any special requirements, etc. suggested references you need to specify. So this is the covering letter. As per the general format, you need to mention the cover format, and the covering letter you need to upload properly in the proper section. So once this is completed, you need to check your grammar check, English language checking. Here some online tools are there. Okay, na? This is some free tools are there. It's not licensed ones. Okay, na? We can check the grammar things. Any grammar mistakes are there. You need to recorrect your grammar mistakes with the help of these things. And coming to the publication, ethical publishing. Whether your paper is ethically correct or not, means it seems I need to check the plagiarism part. Plagiarism. Before sending your paper to the reviewers, they are checking your plagiarism. The plagiarism is the appropriation of the another person's ideas, keywords, or process, results, words, without giving appropriate credit. Without giving appropriate credit, including the obtained through the confidential review or others research proposals and announcement. We need to give the credit. We need to give the credit, and which percentage we need to copy from them. Type of the journal, type of the conference, they will give around 10 to 15%. Some journals they'll give 20% also, but standard journals majorly they are taking the 10 to 15 plagiarism. They are stealing the idea of others. They are stealing the information from others. Others means as others papers, results, words, etc. things properly need to credit. So this is a plagiarism part, right? Plagiarism in practice in words, ideas, diagrams, figures, tables, computer diagrams, findings, writing information, lectures, etc. things, anything you are copying from the others, that will be plagiarized. This copied from others, others papers, other ideas, other things, that will show in the plagiarism checker, the plagiarism software. The copying word for word is also plagiarism. Paraphrasing is also copy. Text recycling, self-plagiarism is also by plagiarism. So these things should avoid. You need to avoid these things. So what are the tools we need to use for the plagiarism checking before submitting a paper? You need to check before checking without checking your plagiarism content of your paper. By submitting the paper to the some journal, the time waste. Time means as unfortunately or fortunately got some plagiarism part in your article more than 20% or 25%, then they won't accept. Initially they are screening and they're rejecting your paper because of due to this plagiarism. So before that one, you need to check the plagiarism things with the help of the some tools that are here. Turnitin tool, authenticate, cross check. These are the standard tools are there. Other tools are there. This it won't show exact things. It seems some open access tools are there, but you can use this one. It's a standard tools, licensed ones. We have the licensed one. Then we are using this Turnitin software. So it will show the exact plagiarism percentage. Similarity index will show. So what is similarity percentage in your paper and other papers, and which paper, how much percentage you copied, that everything will show the key in terms of the keywords. So you need to follow the plagiarism checking before submitting a paper with the help of these softwares, Turnitin, Authenticate, and Cross-check. Most of the journals, most of the conferences, they are taking Turnitin. Some of them also are taking the Authenticate. These two are the standard plagiarism tools are there. You can go through these plagiarism tools, Turnitin, Authenticates. And once the plagiarism part is verified, you need to check the journal is abstracting and indexing the proper database. Means as you need to go with the web option, Web of Science core collection, WS, Web of Science. You need to choose the Web of Science journals indexed in Web of Science. So it is in this SCI is there, SCIE is there, ESCI is there, SSCI is there. SCI means Science Citation Index, SCI journals, SCI indexing journals. So these all four are belongs to the Web of Science core collection, Web of Science core collections. Next one is Science Citation Index expanded journal, SCI index. Previously only SCI is there, now it's expanded into the divided into the four types. It seems SCI and ESCI and SSCI. These are WOS journals, Web of Science journals, Web of Science database. And next thing is Scopus database. Whether your journal is indexing in the Scopus database or not, whether your database, whether your paper is journal is indexing in the Scopus database or not. We need to check in the Scopus website. We need to check in the master journals in the Web of Science. Master journals in the Web of Science. Now we'll see the my elsewhere publishers indexed in Scopus. Many publishers are there. I told elsewhere, Springer, these are publishers like Wheely Publisher, Blackwell, Taylor & Francis, Sage, Oxford, Emerald, IEEE, Bentham Science, Macmillan, Cambridge University Press. These are InterScience. These are all publishers. They are having many types of the journals in different fields, different streams. Percentage of the journals in their publishers into the Scopus database. Elsewhere is maintaining the Scopus database. They mentioned here many of the journals in elsewhere it is there around 10%. You can check this one, the Scopus database. How to check? Once you go to the Scopus database, search the journal, it is indexed in the journal database or not. Now, types of the journals are conferences. This is a channels for publishing. So where we need to publish the journal. So what are the channels for the publishing the paper in your journals or conferences or etc. things? Whether you are written a write-up is completed, research work is completed, whether I need to go for the journals or conferences or books or book chapters, etc. You need to choose properly. These are the channels for publishing your research work in terms of journals, in terms of the conferences and books and book chapters. Whether you are choosing the journal, then you can go with the journal format. Which journal you are choosing, that journal you can. Or conference you are choosing, you need to check the conference. What are things required? First, you can go with the journals. The journals also, paid journals are there, unpaid journals are there. You need to choose the unpaid journals. It will take more time, but no problem. But you need to pay the money and you need to write the work properly, give the proper implications and proper things, then definitely they will select. In the unpaid journals, again you need to check the SCA indexing is there or not, SCA indexing is there or not, or EACA or Scopus index. At least Scopus indexing is there or not. You need to check it out. This is under UGC care list. So we need to check your unpaid journal indexed in Scopus or SCA is there or not. So this is the thing we need to check in the journals. Same thing for the paid journals also. But thing is, paid journals they will remove from the Scopus database after 6 months if they are not maintained quality of the journal, quality of the articles. They're not maintained properly. So metrics they will take, they will see based on the metrics, they will remove the paid journals from the Scopus database. That's why better to go for unpaid journals, or otherwise you can go with the conferences is best. Some papers depends on the work, you can go with the conferences, but some page limit is there for the conferences. You need to follow their page limit. Some conferences they are asking 6 pages or 8 pages, 5 pages, and more than that they are asking extra page charge. You need to follow them. And coming to the conferences, here conferences are there: IEEE conferences, Springer conferences, Elsevier conferences, specialists in any Scopus journal through the conference. Like these 4 types are there here. You have to focus only these things. First thing is IEEE conference. IEEE record is there or not. You need to check in the IEEE conference website. So IEEE Explorer website, you need to check this conference is available in the forthcoming conferences or not. A record is there, you need to check the IEEE conference record. Otherwise, it is a not IEEE conference. Similarly, same thing here. Springer conference means as Springer with Scopus index book series is there. They'll give the record. You need to check in the Springer website whether it is available in your Springer. After getting the approval only, they show. Some conferences they won't show the approval letter. Simply they will tell the Springer conference at the end they will take the money from all the authors and they won't publish in your papers in the Springer Scopus database. You need to check clearly all the presented and record papers only they will publishing in the IEEE Explore Springer book series. Like same thing in the Elsevier also, you need to check the Elsevier proceedings like IOP journal, etc. things. You need to check the record. Some conferences through conferences they are publishing the papers into the journals with small extension, like extended papers will be selected and extended papers will be published in some good Scopus index journals from the conferences. Like that, either IEEE or Springer or Elsevier will get with a nominal registration fee. And definitely they'll publish the paper the short span of time. Depends on the type of that event organizers, they will take the time, the 1 month, 2 months, depends on the. Or you can go with the books or book chapters, or you can go with the books or book chapters. And these book chapters are Scopus indexed. Better to choose the Scopus indexed book chapters. Sometimes you get the call for book chapters and special topics. Then you can focus on those things and can publish your submit your manuscript to the book chapters, or you can write books in the national international course. So now coming to the Scopus and WIS journals list, you need to go through this URL scopus.com. In the scopus.com, you need to check these fields: content coverage guide, Scopus source list, book title list, Scopus discontinued. Every April or May, they will revise the things, which are some journals or some of the journals not maintained quality, they're discontinued from the Scopus database. That list they will show in this field, Scopus discontinued list. You need to check before submitting a paper, your journal is in this list or not. and what is the SNP index, etc. parameters, all those things you can check it out. So like that, and you can check your journal is in the list in the Scopus or not. If it is not, don't submit the paper. It is available in the Scopus source list or not, and you can check the Scopus content coverage of your journal. That is, journal rankings are there. Once you go to the journal rankings in the Scopus database, you need to check and submit the paper to the standard impact factor journals. And coming to the WS, Web of Science journals list, MGL Clarivate, MGL master journal list. You need to check the master journal list in the Clarivate analysis. So that is WS, Web of Science journals list. So in this you can check the Web of Science journals list like SCI, SCI indexing, ESCI, all this will get in the MGL. Some journals are indexing in the Scopus and Web of Science also there. Like you need to check most of the cases. And UGC care it is there. Some journals indexing in Scopus, Web of Science, and non-Scopus also, that is available in the UGC care. But please focus on the Scopus, at least focus on the Scopus indexing journal or conference. That's the focus. I shown some example here. Some conferences there. Access 2020, the last 4 months before it's completed in Gokaraju, Rangaraju College, Hyderabad. It's a very good conference. They published the papers in the Taylor and Francis Scopus indexed, and they published some papers in the IOP journal indexing by Scopus, and also some standard journals are there. International Journal of Interactive Mobile Technologies, indexing in Scopus here, you see there. Like this, IJOE, many other standard Scopus index journal they published, and some paper they published in Springer book series. Springer book series they published. So like this, we need to check all the things before submitting a paper. Simply submitting paper means they are not indexed, means it's not a good. We need to check all the parameters before submitting a paper properly, whether they got approved from the Springer or IEEE or not, etc. things you need to check and submit the paper. And no need to waste time. See that they shown Scopus journals and ESA journal, SA journals. They mentioned clearly some extended conference papers they are publishing into the following journals. Like this, they given conference, journals to conference, access conference. Very good, very good. It's event. From my institution, my students also published around 4 papers, and faculty around 3 papers published from this one, IOP journal, and some Springer conferences. And for this conference, these all the conferences, and conference management system is there. It is called EasyChair. EasyChair is a conference management system that is flexible, easy to use, has many features to make suitable for various conference models. Only one unique ID, single time, one time we are logging here. We can go with any conference. That is conference management system. The standard conferences are there. That is EasyChair is there. Please log into the easychair.org, and you can manage your conferences through the only conferences through the EasyChair management. And you can submit the papers through this EasyChair. Most of the conferences, some good conferences, they are asking submit your paper through EasyChair. You need to manage easily the papers to tracking the manuscript. Very simple and very easy. Like IEEE conference, it is there. I shown some example here. IEEE conference, they given IEEE conference record and IEEE Explore ISBN also. Scopus Index 1 they mentioned. Like this, we need to check the conference record, ISBN number, etc. things we need to check in your database. Like they given, it's IEEE, simply they are given whether it is indexing in Scopus or not, whether this is conference is approved from the IEEE or not. We need to check in the IEEE conference, IEEE website. And once we written paper, check in this, all those things, submitted paper to the some particular conference or journal. Then what they will do? They will do some peer review. So in the peer review, they are checking and determining the quality, validity, significance, originality of the research in your field. This is the peer review. What? Now coming to this one, some black diagram I given here. It seems what actually happens in the peer review system. Author is submitted a paper. Once submitted a paper, the basic requirement meets or not. So what is my basic requirements are? Editor. Editor will see the scope, novelty, ethics, English language, quality. I explained about the scope, novelty, ethics, English language. In the ethics means plagiarism check they will do. English language quality, grammar is all things here. English language quality. Scope is there or not. Once this fulfill this all the parameters, 4 parameters, then he will promote to the reviewers. He will assign to the reviewers. If not, then simply editor will reject the paper. Editor will reject the paper. Simply reject it. There is no revision. Directly reject the paper. If it meets the requirement, assign to the reviewers. Assign to the reviewers. Once assigned reviewers, review the paper and give the recommendations. How they will do the review? I told clearly, they are focusing on your main key points. Already we explained the key points in the presentation 1. Those key points they are focusing, and if the key points meets the novelty, scope, and methodology, whatever you mentioned clearly, they explained properly or not, and results the meet things, these things. Once it's access the reviewers, they're collecting the reviewers' recommendations from the reviewers, then their editor will take the decision, make a decision, either reject or accept. Finally, editor will give the decision, either paper is accepted or not. If it rejected, directly will reject. If it is accepted, will directly accept. Or maybe some comments they given, some comments, some review comments given by the reviewers, you will give the review comments to the author. You need to revise the paper. Your paper is accepted with minor revisions or major revisions based on the review comments. That will send to the again authors. Author again you need to resubmit, revise the paper and resubmit the paper, and finally editor will take the decision and will give the final acceptance to the author. So this is in the review system will happen properly. So before this one, we need to check the scope, novelty, ethics, English language, and also the your method, methodology, etc. things with existing or not. What are reviewer looking for this? I clearly told na, technical quality, etc. things. And once you accepted paper and published the paper, then what we need to do? You need to promoting your research for maximum impact. You need to promoting your research for maximum impact. So what we need to do? We need to check the citation. We need to give the citation. So what is the citation style? What is the citation style? Citation is a way of giving credit. We are told previously in the reference system, we are giving credit to the others. So we are giving, it's a way of giving credit to the individuals for their creative intellectual works that you utilized to support your research. Some data you are utilizing in your work. So you need to give the credit. You are taking means as you are utilizing some data means as you need to give the credit. That is the thing is citation. Typically, a citation can include the author's name, date, location, etc., publication, company, title, these all the things. A citation style dictates the information necessary for citation, how the information is added, as well as punctuating and other formatting. This is depends on the type of the journal. You can go with the citation style. So how to choose the citation style? Like APA format, MLA format, Chicago format, Caribbean format. So they will give the format, and as per the format, we need to go with the citations. Some example I shown in the Google Scholar. Once you type your article, this double quote is there. Click this symbol, that is the cite symbol. You need to copy this. Once clicking this one, you get the citation style. You get this is a MLA format, APA format, Chicago format. No need to type all those things here. Search in the Google Scholar. I will get the title. The title double quotes is there. Click on this one. You will get the copy, paste into the reference section. Then you are getting properly you are citing or properly you are crediting to the other authors. And we told the reference management system is also there. Mendeley is there. You can go with this also. This is a citation with different formats. And Google Scholar citations are there. And we need to check. We are citing. What about our citations? Anybody cited me? Anybody given credit to me or not? We need to check the citations of ourselves. Go to the Google Scholar, scholar.google.com, create your profile, check your profile, citations, H-index, AICTE-ISTE, etc. things. Once you see this one, citations, etc. things. So this is my latest citations in the Google Scholar citations. So you need to create a database and upload your articles, and ultimately they are taking by itself, they are taking articles from these standard journals also. Manually also we can upload your articles, books, etc. things. When I started publication in 2014, at 15 I got 1 credit, and 2016 I got 7 credits, like 7 citations. 17 I got 9 citations, 18 7, 19 14, 25, like this. Total citations are 43 citations since 2015. I started publication in 2014, it seems. 12 I started research work, and 14 I published the paper, then started citation, slowly increasing. Others are citing. And my H-index, AICTE-ISTE, they given here based on the parameters, like you see which year, which paper, etc. thing they given. So like you need to create your profile and check your citations. And same thing in the Scopus also, you can check the Scopus citations. And these are the valid citations. Why it is different from the Scopus and Google Scholar citations means, as the Google Scholar citation around 43 citations are there, but whereas the Scopus citations, it's very less citations will get. Author search I'm doing. In the author search, I'm searching with my name, and these citations are differs with my Scopus citations. That's why Scopus is the valid ones. Here only the citations are. My Scopus publications around 12 here. More than that, some are in pending. It's in adding in the database. Will show within a month, etc. things. Now 14 citations by 12 documents. H-index is 12. This is my overall data. But whereas the Google Scholar 43 citations are there, what is the difference, sir? Here in the Scopus, what they will do, suppose somebody is citing your paper, but citing paper and your paper both should be in the Scopus, then we'll get the citation, otherwise no citation. But whereas the Google Scholar, someone is citing, that is not indexing in Scopus, even though you'll get citation. That is the Google Scholar, that is the difference. So in the Scopus database, they will consider only Scopus, either from base paper or the reference paper. Both should be in the Scopus. That's why the citations are very less compared to the Google Scholar. Whether your paper is indexing in Scopus or not, you are citing, you are giving credit to the other paper. Automatically, you will get the citation in the Google Scholar list. So that is the difference. You will get the things here. And H-indexing also same thing here. Everything they will consider only the both should be Scopus indexed in one, either your paper or the paper. Like example, can you see the Albert Einstein? Uh, 1,23,476, and they are giving credit to the base authors. The same manner you can check the Scopus author details, Scopus citations. You can check it out. Thank you one and all. Any doubts, any queries you can ask about writing a paper and choosing good journal. Choosing a good journal for the conference, choosing a good conference or good paper for the things that I mentioned. Radhika madam.
Yes.
Madam, this is a time for questioning. Around 5 minutes I'm giving for the questioning.
Dear participants, now the session is open for questions. If you have any questions, please let us know. And you can unmute yourself.
Otherwise, you can chat through the chat box.
Or you can post your questions in the chat box.
You can type in the chat box or send to mail also. I will see the parallel it seems.
If anyone is having the doubt, please raise your hand so that I'll give you a unmute option.
Okay. You need to start the work, then you'll get the doubts. Without starting the work, you won't get the doubts. That is very, very important. You need to take more pain. Definitely more gain is there. So that is a matter of simple thing it seems. You need to work more, definitely you'll get the pain. Pain is there. Pain means as you'll get the doubts, etc. things, all things. We need to do you need to take the help from the others. Others means as your seniors, senior researchers, etc. members, you need to take the help from the others. Definitely you can clear the doubts and you need to go forward and publish your article in good conference and good journal with good impact factor. Short time they given, I covered some part here it seems. Some other parameters are there, SNP index, H index, item index, these all parameters are, we need to take separate session for these things. So within a short span, I could not able to cover all those things in all the things. Somewhere I've covered things in this session.
I request all the participants to fill the attendance link which is available in the chat box.
Right, madam. Thank you, madam. Thank you for giving an opportunity for this 1 week AICTE and STTP, ISTE FDP, online FDP. And from my side, I'm telling to all the other FDP, other college faculties, please focus on your student project also. Please focus on. Suppose if I'm having 3 batches, what I will do, I will choose one batch. I will choose the one batch. Good. One batch means good batch. Like we are taking the 20 papers we downloaded. Which are the best papers we are choosing? We are choosing some best papers from the 20 papers. Likewise, out of the 3 batches, I am choosing one batch. For that batch, you need to give proper guidance to do the proper research work in their domain, and you need to consistently work with them and convert that work into the project work, either mini project or major project in terms of the BTech level or the MTech level, converting into the research paper for the conference or journal with Scopus Index 1. So like that we are started we are habituated from the student publication also, jointly with the students, faculty, student, joint publications. We can increase. This will help in your NBA accreditation, NRF, other rankings also. And ultimately, they will improve their skills and it is helpful for their placement also. They can show then their highlights in their interview, the core companies or etc. things. This so on. I done the research work or some project enhancement with the existing algorithm is there. I did so on. It improves a lot. It gives a better efficiency or good efficiency in terms of some XYZ parameters. Then it is useful for you, useful for the faculty, and it helps for the improving your institution rankings, NRF and NBA accreditations. In this case, this helps a lot. Ultimately, we'll get the good number of papers will get. Otherwise, very difficultly. Singly we are doing means it's not. It's a teamwork we need to do. We need to do the teamwork, like along with students, either BTech students or MTech scholars or PhD scholars or with the teamwork as a faculty members from in-house or out-house, outside interaction. So like I am also doing with the help of my students, BTech students, I have 3 batches, one batch every day I'll focus. Every year I'll focus on the one batch to publication. I'll guide them. Like MTech also mandatory. MTech is mandatory. So I have one PhD scholar. Definitely they will do. And along with my faculty members, my colleagues in same institution, one paper I will do. From outside the institution, one paper. Like that I will work with my colleagues, students, scholars, etc. Like this every year 3 to 4 papers I'll focus. And within the busy schedule also I'll focus these things. Every week I will focus on these things and what they done, and I'll give some suggestions, guidance I'll give, and definitely they'll get the some outcome, proper outcome. With some delay is there, but they'll get the outcome. That will help to the for me, to the students, to the institution also, the department also. Thank you, madam. Thank you for giving an opportunity for this session.
Sir, sorry to interrupt you. Mr. Harish Shetty is having a question.
Questions?
Mr. Harish Shetty.
Hello, sir. Hello, sir. Good afternoon, sir.
Yeah, good afternoon.
Sir, I am Harish Shetty from Maharashtra. I have a question
Yes,
that if we want to write a research paper, is it necessary to do PhD?
Not like that, sir. I told clearly, sir. Did I mention anywhere in a PhD in this presentation?
No, sir. No.
No, I didn't mention anywhere PhD. I am the doctorate, but I am not mentioned anywhere in the PhD. Is qualification is not required. Simply thing is you need to search, download the papers. From that, best papers you need to choose in the last 5 years. From that, you start the working on easy papers. Then startly improve yourself in the increase yourself in the research in terms of your field. There is no relation to your PhD. PhD means they are mandatory. They publish the papers. For you, not like that, na. So this is a different. We're not mentioning as a compulsory PhD student is not like that. PhD not required. Your PhD student means as compulsory. You need to publish your as per your university guidelines. You need to publish the papers in the Scopus or SCA. Depends on the university norms. We need to publish the papers. This is not related to your PhD. Okay, na. Your PhD work you are doing, or BTech work, or MTech work, or etc. thing work you are doing some work, some research. How to do these things? I told clearly. Understood, sir?
Yes, sir. Yes.
It's not like that. I didn't mention anywhere PhD. You are doing PhD, then only you do research. Not like that. Anyone can do. Anyone can do. Like third class standard also, student also they can do. What he will do? We told clearly, systematically. Then he need to do the work. Definitely, they'll get this publications and impacting and improve your impact on your publications with terms of the citations, etc. things.
Another question which I want to ask, what are the major reasons for rejection of the paper? Suppose you submit a paper and a paper gets rejected. What are the major reasons for that?
Sorry for the interruption. Today my data is already completed. That's why relog in. Tell me. Please
Sir, can I ask one more question?
Ask, sir. Ask, sir.
What are the major reasons for the rejection of the paper? Suppose you are sending the paper and if it gets rejected, what are the major reasons for that?
First thing, sir, your abstract and conclusion and your methodology should be very clear. It's not in terms of the bulky of the pages. Should be mentioned clearly your mathematical modeling. Your mathematical modeling is properly for your proposed system. Definitely they will select. And also you need to specify the parameters parameters, in terms of the parameters of the conclusion. In conclusion, you have to mention with existing methodology, these are the conclusions we got it. Okay, now, so you need to mention this in terms of the parameters of your mathematical modeling. Here not mentioned mathematical modeling. For every work, mathematical modeling is there. Without mathematical modeling, you won't get any output. So you need to specify that mathematical modeling of your proposed system. Definitely they will choose your paper, and definitely they will accept your paper with the good comments and with good impact.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much.
Main thing is mathematical model. Most of the papers, when we download, some data is there, theory is there, no mathematical background. Without mathematical background, we can't get anything. For everything you take, mathematical modeling is there. Definitely, some logic is there, something is there, and that model, in terms of the algorithm, in terms of the flowchart or block diagram, you need to specify and explain clearly the modules. Definitely, they will choose your paper and accept for the SCI and Scopus Index journals or conferences.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Any doubts? Any doubts? If any doubts, you can post through the mail also. Okay, now definitely I will respond. Otherwise, you can call to my number also, 9912712798. You can call any college hours, morning to evening. Okay, now 9:30 to 4:30. Definitely, I will lift the call and give the guidance. I'll take the inputs from you also. So I'm also increasing my madam.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you for your valuable input.
Madam, thank you.
We'll definitely go through it. I request all the participants to submit the attendance link and also the feedback.
Okay, thank you, madam. Thank you for giving opportunity. Thank you to management of DNR set, and thank you to the convener, Koteshwari madam, professor and head of the ECA DNR set, and also thankful to the Radhika madam organizing this such a wonderful event, and then thankful to all the participants and co-speakers, chief guests, etc. Thank you, madam. Thank you, Mananda. All the best to everyone. Thank you, madam.
Thank you all. And tomorrow's session link will be posted in the WhatsApp group, and kindly submit the feedback and the attendance, which is posted in the WhatsApp group also. Tomorrow's Zoom link will be posted in the WhatsApp group. Thank you all.